Hey, good morning, everyone. It is Wednesday morning, and I'm in this trade called ZScaler, which could end up being a long-term trade. Anyway, I'm planning on it being a long-term trade. So I've got the long March 26th, March of 2026. So that's out a year of the 135 calls. So that's my base position. I've also got short against at the 210 calls, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do in just a second because my goal was to put in a probe position. It's like, Star Trek. They go, all right, we're going to find out what's on this alien planet. Let's send out a probe. And so I put out a probe position. It's actually a bigger than a probe position. It's a half a position. I want to eventually have 10 contracts of this. I may change the plan, but I really want to have 10 contracts of this. And I started with 5. So I bought 5 and I sold 5 calls against it for income. I'm an income trader. And so I got $4.25 for that, and it was slightly in the money. I think I started the trade around the 212, which is where it is today. It's down $3.68, but it's on low volume. So I'm going to show you what I'm doing. I said to myself, look, I'm going to buy it. I think it was Monday. If it continues up, then I'm going to add to it, and it looks to me like it's continuing up, although it's having quite a pullback today. So kind of talking out of both sides of my mouth a little bit, but the idea is that the stock seems to be trending up, and I'm going to show you the chart in just a second. So here is the chart actually, and I've drawn this long line on the daily chart. You can see this is kind of a resistance trend line, and you can see yesterday it popped over that area. So that is what I was kind of waiting for. I bought it here, and I thought this is a stock that looks like it wants to go up and challenge these recent highs. And so those recent highs, I've drawn a line. It's around 217 and change. So I've drawn a line there. And you can see it banged into that line yesterday and it popped back down. And it did it on pretty good volume. So if we get another 1 or 2 bangs against that, maybe it'll pop through. I'm not sure. But you can see there's 2 gaps up on this chart. And they just happened. One there and one right there. You see these little gaps? These gaps are wanting to get filled. Now, I don't know when they're going to get filled. I can't predict. I just know that at some point they're going to get filled. Maybe it comes back and fills them both today. Maybe it doesn't. But I want to get involved in this company even more now because I was proven right yesterday. It was up like $3 or $4 yesterday, and then it came back down today, and it's down like the same amount that it was up yesterday. So I'm still about even on the whole thing. That's why I sell calls, because the income comes in whether the stock goes up, down, or sideways. So I'm going to add a little bit more to my position because I'm not down. I've got a circuit breaker in here if the stock goes down too far. But right now I'm feeling pretty good, and I'm in the money, which gives me a little bit of downside cushion. So let's go back to my trade monitor, and I'll show you what I'm looking at here. Okay, so we've got the ZScaler here at the bottom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add this position, and I'm going to add this position. It's a simple thing. This position has 9 days left, and it's still got $3 or $4 worth of juice, right? So if it's got $4 worth of juice, that's $2,000 that I can make in juice on 500 shares for next week by adding another 5 contracts. So I'm going to do that. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add more of my base position. So I'm just going to go here, right mouse click. It's a little wonky. It says sell, but you can see that I'm going to change that to a buy. And I'm going to buy the 20th of March, 2026, 135 calls. I'm going to go at the market. I know there's a spread, but I'm just going to do it because I want to do it. All right. And now I've got the fill. Let's just make sure that I've got 10 of those. And I do. So now I'm going to do these same contracts. Why change? They're almost exactly the same price as when I got in. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm still going to pick up $385 a contract in juice on 5 more contracts. So why not? So I'm going to go ahead and remember this one is a sell. Okay, so I'm just going to change this to a sell. I'm selling 5 more contracts of the April 4th, 2025, 210s, right? At the market. Let's just go back and make sure that I did the right thing. So you might be criticizing, like, why are you buying a stock when it's down $3? Well, I'm in this for the long term. First of all, you see that I have a 1-year leap on it. And second of all, I'm in this for the income. So right now, if I were to just multiply this 10 by this 361, that's $3,600 in income for it that I'm going to realize in 9 more days. Notice that I'm looking at the extrinsic value, everybody, right? I'm in the money. The stock is a 210 call. The stock is at 213.06. So it's $3 in the money. I get that money if the stock falls back, so that's cushion because my base position will drop. But at the same time, if it goes up 100 points, just do the math, because a lot of you ask me this question: what happens if it goes up? You ask me two questions that are typical. Number one, aren't you worried about getting assigned? No, I'm not worried about getting assigned. I never get assigned. Why? Because option buyers, I'm an option seller, option buyers are cheap bastards, right? And so what they're trying to do is they're trying to, not have to spend $212 per share on the stock, or $21,286 for 100 shares. That's a lot of money for them. They would rather go out and spend $5 and have the option of, in the next couple of weeks having it close, at more than $215.17, right? And so they're not wanting to spend $213. They want to spend $5, right? They're cheap bastards. And we're getting to take advantage of that by being option sellers. 80% of bought options expire worthless. That means if we're on the other side, you know the answer, right? If we're selling options, then we get income all the time. No matter what, we get the income. The income is this extrinsic value column. It's the juice. The second one is, but Mark, what if the stock runs up? This is the question I get, especially if you're new, right? If you're new, you haven't been trained in covered calls. You've been trained by a lot of the other schmoes that are out there talking about covered calls. And God bless them, because we're all out here trying to educate. But the problem is, you think if it goes over your strike price, you're losing money. Are you one of those people that thinks that, or have you watched enough of these videos? If you think you're losing money over the strike price, you're wrong. And I'll show you how you're wrong. What you're not doing is you're not understanding that an option premium, the price of the option, is made up of two components. The in-the-money amount, that's called the intrinsic value. In the money, intrinsic, not brain surgery. And the extrinsic value, that's the amount out of the money. I call that the juice. You add the intrinsic and the extrinsic together and you get the price of the option. Okay, it's not hard. But the extrinsic value always declines as it approaches expiration, all other things being equal. So if you own the option, it's declining in value because your extrinsic value goes down if the stock stays the same. If the stock stays the same and you sold the option, you're making money every day, all other things being equal, because that extrinsic value which you sold is going down in value. It's buy low and sell high in reverse. In other words, I'm selling the extrinsic value at, say, it's on the screen at 311. It was a little bit more a minute ago, but at 311, and tomorrow it'll be worth 296, and the day after that it'll be 290. By the time it gets to expiration, 9 days from now, it's going to be worth zero. Now, with that knowledge, those of you who are asking this question, Mark, what if it goes over your strike price? You're losing money. You're not losing money. Let's say the stock goes up $100 tomorrow. You're going to be going, well, you're losing money. No, you're not. You're going to gain $100 on your base position, okay? And you're going to give up $100 on your short position. Fine. You still get the $3.32 or whatever's on the screen right now in juice, because that's going to be zero. You don't have to buy that amount back at the end because it's declining in value. So if you want to really criticize or try to poke holes in the strategy, you can, but I'm just going to point you to the math, because a lot of you that are new to this channel are like, yeah, but Mark, you're losing money over your strike price. Oh, this is a formula for disaster. No, it isn't. You want your stock to go over your strike price. So it's when you've been doing this for so many decades, you know what questions are coming, and I just want to take my brain and stick it in yours. That might be a scary thing for you, but I want you to understand this, right? We buy the stocks because we want them to go up. We don't buy stocks because we want them to go down. Like, that's the dumbest thing. The juice comes to you the day you sell it, and then you have to buy it back a much lower price. Zero if you wait till $359.59 on the day it expires. So before you ask the question about losing money if it goes over your strike price, sit down and run a little yellow pad with some numbers. Say it goes up $10. Are you losing money? No. Say it goes up $1,000. Are you losing money? No. You're going to gain $1,000 on the base. You're going to lose or give up $1,000 over your strike, but you're going to keep the juice because the juice is going to be zero at expiration. I don't know how many times I have to say this, but I'll keep saying it. It's cool. I want you to learn, So I'm not faulting you for, some of you are asking these questions. I'm not faulting you for asking the questions. I'm faulting you for being lazy. And if you're going to ask the question, at least do the numbers, do the math first before you ask the question. The other one is, are you going to get assigned? No, because the option buyers are cheap bastards, and most of the time they're not going to want to assign it. And by the way, I haven't been assigned in like years. And I also roll before expiration. And so that practice of rolling before expiration helps me prevent the guy that decides, oh, I want to spend $213 on the stock from exercising or getting the option assigned against me, right? So, and by the way, what's wrong with that? Like, if it does get exercised against you, so what? Like, they're not going to take away your synthetic, your base. I've never had that happen. Normally what they're going to do is you're going to wake up if they've assigned you and you're going to be short the stock, which means you're going to be owning a ton of cash in your account. You're going to wake up in the morning and go, oh my God, I'm rich. I got all this cash in my account. But that's because you're short the stock. Well, the brokerage firm's not going to let you be short the stock for very long. They're going to make you cover it. But they're covered because you've got the base position. So you're going to go cover the option, you're going to give up the cash that you got when the option got assigned, and then you're going to go sell another call. It's not brain surgery, and so what if I get assigned? All right, I hope I'm answering a bunch of questions on this through this ZScaler example. This is not a stock that's moving a lot right now, but I think it's a stock that looks like it's going to trend up. I may be wrong. I'm wrong a lot of the time. I'm trying to get probabilities on my side, and if it doesn't move up, I'll get out of it. Or if it just kind of stays sideways, I'm just going to collect the juice. Like in this case, it's like $4,000. 10 contracts, 35. It's almost $4,000, $3,500 over a couple of weeks. I like that money. I think that's pretty good for an investment that cost me, say, $90,000 to make $4,000 or $3,500 every couple of weeks. All right, have I talked enough? Have I beat the dead horse? Listen, thanks for joining in. So subscribe and like and maybe share this with somebody you think could use it. I appreciate you being here as always, and I hope you're learning. That's my goal, is to help people understand that there's nuances to covered calls that we don't know, right? We haven't been trained in them because nobody trains us on money anyway, and certainly not in this little corner of the financial world of covered calls. And I want you to understand it. And a lot of people are commenting in like, oh my God, Mark, I've been watching your videos for a while and it finally came on. The light finally went on and I understand it. That's what I live for, guys. So I want you to be that person. I don't know you maybe, but maybe I will. But if not, I just want you to understand that there's ways to make money in the market that Wall Street doesn't tell you. Well, I'm going to tell you because I used to be on Wall Street. And I'm going to tell you so that you can start using these principles as well. Listen, by the way, it's not easy, right? If it were easy, everybody would be doing it. But you're at least watching the video. And if you're at least watching the video, then maybe you're the one that deserves to learn while all the other schmoes sit there on the sideline and they just buy a Vanguard ETF and hope that it goes up. You're at least taking action and selling calls against it. Maybe you're giving up the huge upside on the stocks that break out, because that's going to happen. But not every stock breaks out and goes crazy, triples and quadruples. A few do. So you're going to give up those. But you're going to get the constant juice, whether those stocks go up, down, or sideways, right? Now, there's some things on the downside. Now I'm talking too much, but there's some things on the downside that you got to know. There's no free lunch. If the stock goes down, your synthetics, in my case, are going to get hurt, right? They're going to go down too, but that's the stock market. Like if your stock goes down, you're going to get hurt too. Synthetics have some more risks that you should know about beyond the scope of this video. And I think I'll end it there. I'll see you on the next video. Thanks for tuning in. Take care. Bye.
Hey, it's Mark Yegi here to tell you about our cash flow machine trading program that's designed to teach you how to make safe, reliable income. Now, we shoot for 2 to 4% a month of income and growth in your portfolio. And we have courses to teach you how to do this yourself or inside a mastermind community. And the best part of that is it only takes about 20 minutes a week to implement. Now, while 2 to 4% a month doesn't sound like much, I show you exactly how we took my IRA from $111,000 to over $500,000 in just 19 months without huge risk. I'm not telling you this to brag, just to show you that you can do this too. So to learn more about this program, go to cashflowmachine.io. That's cashflowmachine.io, and you can learn more.
Hey, it's Mark Yagi, and if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do that right now. That would be a great favor to me, and plus it helps me get this material out to a lot of other people that might need it. I've got a little bit of a movement going on here, and I want to try to change the world one person at a time, showing them that you can make safe, reliable income from the stock market. And plus it helps to grow the channel a little bit. Also, if you would give me a thumbs up on the video and like it, great. If you don't like it, give me a thumbs down, that's cool. But just tell me why you don't like it so I can get better. And then hit the notification bell so you can get these videos as soon as they come out, because a lot of times this is timely information and you want to get that information before it gets stale. The last thing is to join my free Insider Tips newsletter. There's a link below and you get everything in one spot. You get breaking news and analysis also. So that would be great if you could do that too. See you soon.